Hey everybody, welcome once again to our Low on Health year-end review. This one covering the anime that we watched, and I watched at the end of it, in 2014. 2014, I want to say we watched kind of the same amount of anime we watched the year before.
I don't know, did we watch more last year?
We should probably check, because we do videos of these, but I'm going to say it's the same.
I really don't
Doesn't
know.
feel
I feel like we watched less, but I don't know.
Doesn't feel that much less or that much more, so... At least we watched, it's roughly about 10 anime series, and we are kind of going to be going over these in recommended ratings. Like, we definitely recommend
more or less.
the first, couple and that you should watch, or if you haven't watched, or take a look into.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm going to just do little YouTube clips here showing what they look like so you get an idea what the art design looks for. It'll probably get flagged quickly because fair use and blah, blah, blah. We're not going to get into that.
Because YouTube's a jerk, and they
But
don't know what fair use
we're
means.
just
when
gonna,
you're reviewing, you're critiquing something, you're allowed to use videos.
I just like to
use.
have some type of visual aid for this
See
particular
official
thing.
videos, too,
Yes.
so...
Anywho, so the first series we're going to talk
Good
about
YouTube's, we're saying.
is going to be
Tokyo Ghoul!
Tokyo Ghoul.
It's freaking super gory.
Yeah, it is a
Awesome.
very gory series. In which case, I'm usually not a huge fan of gory series, but the world that they create is
so
very, very good.
Yeah.
Basically, dude gets thrown into a world, becomes kind of a monster, but the world knows about these monsters, so they're kind of like a subverted culture. I want to say maybe like vampires. They're not. Oh,
They
it has that
really
vibe.
vampires.
It has that kind of vibe.
It has that kind
But
of
the
vibe.
world knows about them. Like the main government agency that knows about them is called this what? CCG?
CCG.
I
We'll
keep
be
ta-
like, hey, it's the
the
collectible
collectible
card
card
game,
game.
people.
Yeah, it's,
what are they doing? Get back to playing Magic.
But this opening right here is just fan-freaking-tastic. Like,
Yeah.
if you have a chance, watch the YouTube clip with the audio and everything.
And
Just a really good series. Like, it just...
what's the other series that... Do you even have it up there?
Yeah, I have it up there, probably.
To go over later? I don't remember.
I don't remember. Anywho, Tokyo Ghoul, great series, very graphic. Like, if probably wait and get the Blu-ray or the official releases of them, not the TV rips, because the TV version's highly edited for the gore.
Yeah,
like blood's green.
Yeah, I would say
and
wait
like things are just literally blurred out, body parts, but like, oh, it's just awesome. The cool thing about it is they also, of course, left it open for more stuff. I don't know if they have the graphic novels and everything
I
work,
really
but
hope they're gonna have a season.
they
2.
have to have a season.
Parasite. Do you have Parasite up there
watch.
for us to go over?
Spoiler what the next one's going to be, because
Is it
that's
Parasite?
kind of Tokyo Ghoul is our first one. The second series we want to recommend is going to be
I was confused about the tab
because it's called Gibbity Goobity.
Yeah, it's Parasite the Maxim.
Anywho, I remember seeing this graphic novel on our shelves in Anime Nation, which is no longer, but we'll go over that in a different thing. I was like, whatever, got Parasite, whatever, I don't care. And then this series, they showed us the previews for us. I'm like, this looks really cool, and I put the two and two together.
Tokyo Ghoul and Parasite are kind of similar series.
They are they're very similar.
The feel of them is similar. The plot is not the same. Though.
Yeah, the plot's not the same, but essentially, dude gets powers, or his world gets turned upside down.
Okay, this is an invasion of the body snatcher scenario.
Yes.
Tokyo Ghoul is
I keep forgetting
more of I get turned into a vampire scenario.
Yeah.
The main character.
But this is really cool, just to how they go about doing it.
It's really cool.
And if you actually watch the opening, this one kind of feels like the opening of Tokyo Ghoul to a point.
You were making fun of it, saying that it's a less good version of the Tokyo Ghoul opening, and I'm like, no, they're both.
But
good.
we really kind of went back and forth on which one we think is better than the other one. They're both solid series, like solid series that came out this
It
year.
just kind of depends on, do you want to watch something that's kind of vampires, or do you want to watch something that's invasion of the body snatchers? It really just depends.
If you want something more visceral, Tokyo Ghoul. This one
Yeah.
does have some more interpersonal. Oh, I don't know what's happening to me. Look at my people.
You did say that the main character in this seems to have much more character development over time than Kaneki in
more so.
Tokyo Ghoul.
He's being, I want to say, more proactive or more just active than Kaneki has been. Just like, oh, this shit keeps happening to me.
Kaneki is just kind of like, oh my god, stuff keeps happening to me. And he's like, I'm going to take an active role in my life.
It's a really good series. I'm interested to see what the live action looks like. But the next series we're going to talk about is one of my favorite time jump episodes, which is called... Yes, just say it. Go ahead.
Baccano.
As I've said time and time again, I love time jumps. And what's the best time jump anime, besides Sword Art, which we'll talk about later, is Baccano.
I wouldn't think that Sword Art is the best time jump anime.
And Baccano. We'll get to Sword Art later. You started watching this, and then you're like, no. Too disjointed, you were like, yeah. Before my time, before me.
No, not dude. Just join it. I'm just like, I don't care about watching a bunch of 20s crap.
Yeah, because you saw mobsters and stuff. You're like, I don't care.
Yeah, no one told me the hook is, hey, there's a bunch of people and they're immortal, and I would have been like,
some are immortals. And essentially, I love the
why didn't you tell me this?
I love the time jump because it takes place over across like 3 different times. time frames.
They
like
keep
it jumps
jumping back and forth,
which is awesome. And usually every single episode gave you like that whole like this happened. And you're just like what?
Like by the end of the episode, I'm like, what the what?
So that easily led you to want to watch the next one.
Yeah.
It's a huge cast. Huge cast of
That
people.
is one of the things that immediately, like...
You're almost turned off about it.
Yeah, once I get into anything with a huge cast, I really like it.
But it is kind of a barrier to entry, because you're like...
It is a little bit of a barrier to entry, depending upon how the series
It's like, which mafia team?
presented.
Who's in Chicago? There's 2 different mafia... Like, I don't know what's going on.
I still wouldn't be able to keep the mafia family straight.
But still, it's a good series. It's a classic series. If you haven't watched it, definitely try to give it a try. I remember I never watched it when it first came out. I watched it after it was on some people's top anime lists. And I just mentioned it to Rose. I'm like, you need it. It's a great series. Especially after we watched it a lot, because there is some... It is kind of maybe the same world. The next series we're going to talk about is going to be... Free, of course.
Eternal Summer.
This was, of course, the sequel to last year's Free. Basically, a yaoi-ish swim sports team thing, which most people are like,
Fujoshi. It's not yaoi. It's not straight up yaoi. It's a Fujoshi series.
And as I mentioned before, I'm not a huge fan of this type of stuff, but it's a well super produced
it's beautiful
anime series, and that's just like last year. It's the same thing.
It's about swimmers.
What's nice, because this is a continuation. It's like almost takes place right after, at least like the summer after, and addresses a lot of the issue of coming to adulthood and where they're going to go after high school.
Freaking every high school anime is a coming of age
Not
story.
really. Some of them just stop at high school, like the oldest person graduation. That's it. That's what I like Clannad, is that it goes afterwards. But that's what this one kind of addresses, like where they're going to go, what they're going to do after they, is swimming to what they're going to do for the rest of their life, etc., etc. But it's just really good series. And once again, super well produced series.
I love the song.
The endings for both of the series are just great. This one's kind of cool and cute too. But I want to say, like, I don't think they're going to do more after this.
No, probably not.
And it makes me want to maybe go back and look at other sports anime series that I kind of roll my
no,
eyes at.
I don't wanna.
But what I mean,
they're not going to be as pretty.
Is that the difference? Is it because it's not as pretty as the other ones, like the baseball or whatever?
I probably am not going to care as much. They're not going to be half naked either.
Is that what it is? Is that what helps out the Fujoshis? Like, by default, all the men are half naked. Whatever. Okay. Next one, as I mentioned before, with Jump Starts, is going to be Sword Art Online 2. What can we say about this series?
It was the third story arc in it was.
It's a mixture,
really good. It's a mixed bag. It's got 3 story arcs.
No, we love the first off the first Sword Art we liked.
Yeah.
The first half, of course, more than best because it has time jumps, which is like my favorite anime mechanic ever. I mean, if time jumps were real, I would freaking do it all the time. But the second half of Sword Art, the first season,
time jumps.
is not that great. To some people, you liked it. You didn't mind
it
the
was
elf
okay. Huh?
It was.
The Sword Art.
The elf.
First,
elf in the ear.
yeah.
Now that part that nobody really liked is gold compared to like the first part of the second season, which we're glitching up because it's both high def. And this is basically the dual opening. The first part with Shion and the gun gale thing, no, not that great. Because it's slow paced. It's the opposite of time jumps. It's slow paced. Takes place over like a week.
It's boring. It's kind of boring. The world of Gun Gale Online is boring too.
It wasn't just interesting.
But the
second arc was Excalibur, which was cool.
It's cool. But then the third one, heartbreaking.
With Yuki, which is just
Yuki,
awesome. Because
AKA Zekken.
Because it also there she is. It was an idea about the series and the world in general. I was wondering if they were going to address. Because you're like, I wonder what's up with them, and I'm like, it's probably this because that'd be awesome, and it was. And I was like, yes. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's heart-wrenching, but it's a great series to watch.
Yeah.
Hands down, great series to watch. Yeah, I mean, that's our number, and our next one.
Another fantasy series we watched, Outbreak Company.
Now, in the first of the series of just like tropes all over the place, this guy gets spirited away to a high fantasy realm, but it's a government thingamajig, and essentially.
It's not a government.
Yeah, remember?
He ended up there by. How did he? Oh, he gets hired to go there.
Yeah, by the government.
That's right. He gets hired. Oh, I couldn't remember how he got there, but he gets hired.
Spirited away. He goes there, but they're promoting otaku culture as like the premier thing. So he's basically the ambassador of otaku culture to this high fantasy realm.
Yeah, that is the export that they have that can do anything. It's like, what can we give these people? They have like everything. Like, let's export our otaku culture, and that's what they do. The anime and games and figures.
And it's really
and
cool just to
everything.
see all the different high fantasy archetypes and things going on.
It's
just,
super cute.
It is really good.
It's very pretty. It's amusing and it's interesting. I've always been a fan of Spirited Away fantasies.
Like if you think you're sick of the
Spirited
trope or
Away
whatnot,
trips.
give this one a watch. Remember the two lizard people because they're so cute. Yeah. It's a good series. It's just a
It
really
is
kind of
good.
cool series. It's almost, I'm not gonna say it's along the lines of Genshin, but it's kind of cool because it definitely addresses otaku culture in a high regard. Like it's not looked down upon. Like it's celebrated to a point. So I really like that
I like
one.
Outbreak Company.
Let's see what else we got next here is going to be... Which brings us to Devil's a Part-Timer. This was kind of a weird series where essentially the devil gets spirited away, not the other way around.
Yeah, to our world.
To our world.
It was really cute. It sounds like serious, but no, it's hilarious.
It is super funny because he basically becomes like a fast food worker and he wants to excel at
he
doing
works
it.
at Whack-Donald's.
It is just, it's an awesome series because even like Lucifer comes over to fight him and then there's like the Holy Night and it's just everybody comes over here. It's just a really good series. It's just so funny and it's just,
it's adorable.
it's nice to see the classic trope, kind of not necessarily switch around because I know this has happened before, but
like
it's just...
instead of a normal person going to the fantasy world, it's a fantasy person coming to the normal world, which is, we watched a lot of stuff that were interesting takes on new tropes this year.
Yeah, like Outbreak Company before this. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, but it was really good. Devil Part-Timer, I definitely recommend it. Of course, this is
it's really cute.
top 10 wise. This is of course was like our 7th or 8th. It's the other stuff watch first, but if you're looking for something different to watch, this is it.
Yeah, it's cute.
It's a great support cast. That's what I want to mention too.
Yes,
like, the
it
support
has a
characters
really
are
excellent
freaking
support cast.
awesome. Next series is going to be
Peggio of Blue Steel.
I
I don't know what the Ars Nova stuff is. I guess that's part of the title? I don't recall. This is all CG.
Yeah, and I'm usually not a big fan of CG ones.
But it looked decent. Like, I mean, like you can see it looks decent.
Great mechanical design. Like if you like old type of ships and stuff and that type of anime, it's
Yeah,
something
if
like
you
that.
like ships.
Like it has the Lolita girls and just like the girls are the ship's AI, which you kind of maybe get turned off on. But it's just really cool. Like the world that they made is just really interesting. Like
I
basically,
wish they had done more with
like
it.
alien
though.
AI
They don't
show up and
explain why.
make sure we can't go in the seas, no seafaring, no nothing.
Yeah, it's like you're not allowed in the ocean now. It's like they never explain why.
And it's just very, very cool because it's a lot of ship-based combat, a lot of tactics where you're like, oh, that's how that ship works. Is because I mean, this one just follows a submarine, but like, how do other class ships operate? A really good series. It might be dismissive, but if you're looking for something decent, like a lot of these series that we've gone over, they're really short. I don't think. I mean, no more.
No, we haven't
it wasn't like 2
watched anything
seasons.
super long this
Yeah,
year.
really good. Recommend it.
It wasn't really good, but it was.
Of course,
good.
at the bottom. Yeah, so that was great.
Planetets.
Plantis. This one.
Plantes.
I
don't know
love-
how to pronounce it. Yeah.
I love this series because it's hard sci-fi and it's very like not super crazy astronauts. These are basically trash men. In space.
They're astronaut trash people.
So they're kind of looked down upon, but they're a critical role. I mean, without this, people will die. But everybody looks down on it because it's lowest tier. I tried to get you into it, but it was just not.
I like it. It's okay. I don't know.
It's not that engaging.
We've had more interesting stuff
It's like
to watch.
slice
We'll
of
probably
life.
revisit
It's like
it.
slice of life hard sci-fi. Like it still has that slice of life vibe where like, oh, it's their insurance day and all this other stuff, or they're going on vacation. I mean, later on there is a really cool subcurrent of political and then like terroristy stuff going on.
We'll revisit it.
We'll probably revisit it. It's just one of the rare
But,
series I actually have a box set for. So I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah, no, it's a good series. If you like hard sci-fi and you want kind of like a slice of life but hard sci-fi anime, I would say that.
And then if you want a more
Planet Test is
adult
good.
version of it, Moonlit Mile, which I started watching a
Moonlit
long
Mile.
time ago. It's something that you would have to see because it has boobs in it.
Oh no, boobies.
Yeah, boobs. But it's also hard sci-fi, which is awesome. Okay, so the next one up here is going to be Last Exile. Of course. Didn't even know there was a continuation of the Last Exile kind of series, in which case I tried to get you into the first one.
Last Exile, it has a cool premise and some cool things, but I don't know, it just kind of boring to me.
It is very slow paced. This one's also kind of slow paced, but I really, really enjoy like the mechanical art, the design of like the ships and everything in the world. I really like that a lot. So that's why I gave this a second watch.
pretty.
Not a second watch. I watched this. The first one, it's still good because I don't know if I went back and watched it. I tried to, but then you stopped.
Yeah.
But that made me want to do this one, which it's okay. I mean, if you remember Last Exile and you enjoyed it, definitely give this one a watch. I mean, you probably didn't even know it existed. If you did, then you're better than me because I didn't even know it happened. And this is like old. Once again, it's available from Funimation. The next series is going to be one that I'm going to not even try to pronounce, which is going to be called...
Uchoten Kazoku. Kazoku.
Now this one right here is like...
Uchoten Kazoku.
It's a contemporary tale, and it kind of more or less follows the line of the Tanukis and the Tengu. And just their general mythos and how they operate in just basic normal Japan.
It looks cute, but I never bothered with it.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's kind of really sad and depressing to a certain point, which of course that's why I would like it, of course. But no, it's really interesting to see just that the mythos be applied. Like, I really don't know what to say. If you're looking for an off-the-cut, it's not even off-the-wall anime, it's just an anime that you haven't heard of, watch the first episode, give it a shot, and see what you like. It's cute.
It looks cute.
Yeah, it's cute, and it's very... But don't let the cute fool you. I mean, it is very kind of...
It gets depressing.
Yeah. In which case...
So how come everything with Tanuki and it has to end up depressing?
Because, like, their main thing is to, like, be, like, eaten in soups by humans for good luck. And that whole thing gets explained in this whole thing.
Are they tasty?
Apparently. It's just tradition. So that's kind of like... It's
then.
It's very interesting. It's very interesting. The next series is, of course, going to be Little Buster's Refrain, which is the second series or whatever for Little Buster's.
You're friggin' moe crap.
That's what she also agrees to moe
I
crap.
always say it's moe crap, but it's not moe crap. It's, what is it? It's like, you like really depressing, adorable. Stuff that looks deceptively adorable but is actually depressing.
And I usually passed these off a lot back in the day until I started getting into Katawa Shoujo, which of course that goes...
Katawa Shoujo's good. Hey look, it's Sanosuke. You didn't tell me Sanosuke from Little Busters.
But then of course Clannad I watched and I just love that to death and it's very heart-wrenching. And this is done by the same people.
It looks pretty.
But this is the second series. Once again, yeah, it's really cool. You think it's the usual stuff, but then it always kind of takes that really dark twist of just kind of being depressing.
You showed me like a couple episodes or something, or you showed me like one episode, and you're like you showed me one episode. I think if it was of Little Busters, and it was weird, and I was just like, I have no idea what's going on.
Like towards the end of it starts to go like, what is reality? Like this person was here, then they weren't there, and it's like if you like Angel Beats, that's one series. Angel Beats is kind of in the vein. I mean, it definitely kind of swerves, but
yeah, but how much normal crap do I have to put up with
that's
before
the problem.
it gets cool?
How many tropes do you have to dig with?
Yeah, so Little Busters.
But
if you like adorable looking stuff like this, that gets
weird,
this.
Okay, now I remember what happened at the end of this one. Yeah, the ending now because the bus crash. That's the whole stick of this one. Not spoiling, but yeah, wow. Now I'm remembering it. Whoo, that's okay. Anywho, but looking forward towards in 2015.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of Excel World because of course of Sword Art Reform.
Yeah,
getting
still
you
watching
that because you first saw Excel World when I watched it the year before, and you're like, nah.
Yeah,
you didn't like the character design.
I thought he was gonna be a little pig the entire time, and I'm like, this looks stupid.
No.
But then I watched Sword Art, and you're like, Excel World is the successor.
Yeah.
In story to Sword Art, and I was like, yeah, sure, we can give Excel World a try, and it's cool.
And
then
I'm hoping after this thing of Sword Art, we'll
get another season of Excel World.
That'd be really interesting.
Because they don't answer questions.
You don't know that. You haven't finished watching it. Not spoilers.
You told me that they don't answer certain questions.
The main series we're looking forward to is, of course, Drilla 2. Like, we really haven't looked forward to see what else is coming out in 2014.
Yeah.
But we know Drilla 2 is coming out, so we're very much looking forward to that. And, of course, I am very much looking forward to any type of time jump anime, because those are my favorite things. Like, I love time jumps. That's, of course, why I didn't really like this Sword Art that much. Like, I love the first Sword Art, because it's super time jumps, and like I mentioned before earlier, that this Sword Art was very slowly paced the first season.
Addicted to time
I love time jumps. Okay, so as always, thank you everybody for watching, and we'll catch you next time.